we have Mick Weijers, who is the Director of Customer Success at Channext. And Mick actually has done a few things before he started in this career. Right now, he's building a through-channel marketing automation tool, which I just learned what it is. But before that, he loved to travel, and he was a surf travel agent, which I think is amazing. And his next step was building go-to-market teams. He's also the founder of Customer Success Snack, with 3,000 people in the community. Please welcome Mick.
Here comes the money. Dollar, 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 dollar.
That's a great way to come on. I love that. I'm going to give you the clicker straight away because otherwise I forgot. Okay, Mick, so green is go to the next slide.
Perfect.
Before you start, truth or dare?
Truth.
Okay, if you were a snack, what snack would you be?
Oh, definitely vegan bitterball.
A vegan bitterball? Has anyone not had a bitterball before?
Anyone no bitterball? Hands up. You're in Amsterdam, you should get a bitterball tonight.
Get a bitterball.
Thomas, are there bitterballs tonight?
I guess we're going to find out. Mick, you're going to talk to us about the expansion revenue, how CS will outperform sales. Mick, good luck, and a round of applause for Mick, please.
So, I'm a little bit nervous, so I might talk a bit fast. But I want to start with a story. What if I would tell everyone is a customer success manager? Do you believe that? So 4 years ago, I met this beautiful woman. Her name is Anna. And we went on a first date. Then we went on the second date, the third date. And then I asked her intentions. What do you want to do as your next steps? Guess what? Meeting the family. Meeting the family-in-law. Step, 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 step. And in the end, next year, we're getting married. So, but let me tell you how customer success is going to outperform sales. And actually, I want to make this an interactive presentation, so I've got some prizes with me. We're going to talk about NRR. I want to see what stage you're in with your company. We're going to talk about compensation structures, but especially how you can create and enable commercial customer success teams. At the end, we finish with some metrics, and I hope everyone learns a little bit. So, this afternoon we have a chat from the CEO of Verdane, I believe. And if we look at this graph, there's 3 different growth opportunities. So if you look at 8 years, I know it's very small, it's 10 years. There's 3 different scenarios. 1, you have an NRR of 100%. Really good. But are you actually going viral? And ask your VC, is this really good? The second one is 120%. Okay, you think it might be really, 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 really good. However, in 2023, VCs think 120% is normal. It should be the standard. But if you really want to go for success, if you really want to be a hyperscaler, you need to look for that 150%. Because only there you're going to make a difference. But it's not that easy. I wish my team was on 150%. Can I see anyone in this room with a hands up who is on 150% NRR at the moment? Oh, I see 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, wow. 3. I want to chat with you in the break. So there is this maturity of customer success, right? You're either a startup, a scale-up, or a very mature company. And when you're a startup, you're figuring it out. There's micro pivots, like you need to constantly change. You might not have a churn problem yet because you sell 3-year contracts and you're actually in your 2nd year. So you don't know if they churn. You also don't know if you have lifetime value. So all those metrics are very difficult to track. Often it's individual contributors that are really, really helping you, but this doesn't last. Slowly you need to build processes. And especially after me, it's Jennifer Peters. She's going to talk about a very important process, the QBR or the EBR. But in the scale-ups, you have different problems. You start to have processes. You need to grow the team. You need to grow the team fast. All your individual contributors that are constantly checking and firefighting and changing the game, it's not working anymore. Manual doesn't work. You need processes, metrics, North Star, compensation, goals. So my question is, are you, and I want everyone to stand up because it's pretty cold in this area, so please all stand up. Please all stand up. The goal is to keep everyone warm during the day. So there's 3 options. Are you in a startup? You raise your hand. Are you in a scale-up? You point your finger. Are you in a mature company? You make a fist. Ooh, this is difficult with the lights. So last week, a lot of people reached out to me and say, Mick, I work at a startup. Can you help me how I need to actually build the teams? And I see that most here are in startups. So I'm very happy that I made these slides because it's mainly about startups. Thank you. You can all sit down again. But I keep track, because the most active gets a book. So actually, Niels Brosch once made this analogy, and I love it. Customer success is like being a Sherpa. Like, you need to help them go from base camp to the first camp, to the second camp, to the third camp, to the fourth camp. Do you now understand my story about dates? So, in the end, you don't know where they want to go. Maybe they want to climb the peak of one mountain, and then you find out that they want to climb another mountain next year, and another mountain next year. But don't give away all that value for free. Every milestone equals value. CSM is a continuous discovery. If your team is not enabled to do continuous discovery, you're missing out, and you're not empowering them to look for that North Star metric, the NRR. So there's 5 steps to commercialize your customer success teams. 1, start early with the customer success team. Often you start with a CS team when you have a churn problem. That's too late. Like, they're part of your go-to-market. You need a marketer, sales, and CS. They need to operate as a revenue team. They need to talk to each other. And rapid learning. So start with CS. 2, compensation drives behavior. So you need to start compensating on what is the North Star metric? NRR. I don't say it needs to be a 50-50 split, but at least incentivize behavior. So compensate them on influence revenue. Influence revenue I'm going to talk about a little later. And then also compensate everyone in the revenue team to help. Like, we all know a conductor of the orchestra. That's your CSM team. They need to be able to get that content marketeer to make a pitch. They need to be able to get that AE to help them close. But everyone needs to benefit. You shouldn't only reward the AE if he closes, but you actually had a lot of help of your content marketeer and your CSM. Like, don't be afraid to double comp or triple comp. And then the 5th one, enable them to be 80% proactive. Like, I don't want to say customer success is glorified support. If you tell that, I kill you. Like, enable them to be proactive, to look for that next milestone, to do this continuous discovery, and don't let them waste money on firefighting. Don't let them waste resources on firefighting. Because a lot of CSMs, they are from a service background or a hospitality background. So they will always try to help. And you need to help them to make a baseline level of support, but don't run around like a headless chicken. Make sure that you help them with the end goal, expansion. Okay, and this is actually something that we need to quiz again. Customer success is 20 years old. Sales, one of the oldest professions. Thousands of books on sales, maybe 20 good ones on customer success. So every company is different, and that's completely okay. But I want you to know from each other which are the models that you're using. So 1 is, sales owns the commercial part. However, discovery is done by customer success. It's CSQLs. 2, sales owns the commercial part done by the account management team. 3, CS owns the commercial part of renewals and upsell. However, cross-sell is in sales. 4, CS or account management is full cycle. This is something you see a lot in let's say the PLG growth companies with very low ACV. Like, I'm not going to quiz you again, but check in which box you're in. And are you conscious that there's other models that you could move into if you drive different behavior? So there is a path to growth. In the past, we sold to sell. And I believe the mind change we all need to make is that you're not selling to sell, you're selling to grow. And therefore, the handover from sales to CS needs to be smooth. You need to get to the first value, you need to get to customer milestones, and renewal should be a baseline. It should always be about how to sell into the next business unit, how to sell into the next region, how to actually build that NRR. I'm going to tell a little bit in the next one. But if I say CS needs to outperform sales, I also need to show you a money example. Now, if we are in a land and expand model, then this is a very, very clear example for you. So ARR ranges from 50K to 500, $500,000. Could even be $1 million. So sales needs to close 10 deals. And we all know that customer acquisition costs are crazy at the moment. They only go up, 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 up. So if you're able to enable your customer success team to expand from a 50K contract to $500,000 contract, you're outperforming the team 10 to 1. I see some nods, I see some, yeah, okay, but this is one of the easiest ways to save costs at the moment. Don't invest in more new business, no, look for nearbound, look for expansion, look what you already have in your customer base. Okay, but how? How can you get collaboration in your teams? Because everyone needs to believe this story, right? No one can just do this on their own. So how does it all work together? We have, on the left, skills that they need to have. Commercial skills, process. And then, on the right, it's collaboration. So you need to be able to talk to product, data, marketing, and sales. How many times have you actually trained your customer success team in spin selling techniques? Or other sales books? Have they even read sales books? Like, make a monthly book club. Like, I don't know what you have to do, but educate them on discovery. Don't assume that they can just do everything. Like I said, they are conductors, but it's impossible to do everything amazing. So educate them, help them go for that North Star. Help them to own NRR. Other ways to actually expand are these 4. Like, make sure that you have plays to go up, down, left, right, and help them with processes. So, consumption-based, price increases, capacity, and especially price increase. Like, you spend a lot of money on R&D on your product team. Don't hesitate to say, hey, sorry, but our value goes up, our costs go up, and therefore our price goes up. And don't just do 7% inflation, but challenge your team to say, okay, the minimum baseline is 25% price increase. Maybe you need to change your pricing a little bit with marketing. That's when you need to collaborate again. So, how can you then track their influence? And what do they need to own? I believe that they need to own 2 pieces. 1, direct revenue. The other one, indirect revenue. Can I have a show of hands who compensates their customer success teams on indirect revenue? Ooh, not that much. Slowly. Okay, Sahil, nice, good. So retention, expansion, upsell, cross-sell, we all know it. But what if you just give a 500 euro bonus if they get a testimonial? What if you get a 200 euro bonus if they get a customer quote that you can use on the marketing website? Don't take everything for granted. Compensate drives behavior. Okay. How can you then, in the end, prove your value? That's the number one question. I want to give you a 4-step program that you can use, because often here I see CROs, head of sales, other revenue leaders that might say, okay, I believe your story. I think we need to outperform sales. I think I want to start doing it. What are the next steps? Okay, this is the golden nugget. In the end, you need to prove your value. I hope that there's a director of CS or a head of CS here that I can help with the following. Make sure that you do a full customer journey map, because it should all be around the customer. It shouldn't be silos. You need to really own from A to Z the full customer journey map. Then you need to demonstrate where you build revenue, how you build revenue at every milestone, at every step. When do you ask for that customer testimonial? What is the value of a customer testimonial? Ask your sales team, say, hey, what do you need to sell? They will always say business cases. Who is responsible to create business cases? Customer success teams. What is very scary to do? Challenge people into a business case. Try to negotiate with the PR department that you can use their name. Especially for those shy customer success people, you need to make sure that there is a process in place. Then, build your argument around investing in customer success. NRR is easy, but it's not all. Make sure that you demonstrate value along the way, at every step, every little milestone. And then you need to actually right-size your stake in that revenue. At the moment, historically speaking, sales salaries still outperform CSM salaries. I don't think that's fair. Like, of course, like you need AEs, and good AEs can close and get new business in. But I just demonstrated that it's very easy to outperform. And if you want to grow to the 150%, shouldn't we compensate customer success managers more? Isn't their impact on lifetime value higher than actually new business? And I'm pissing off a lot of AEs here, I know, sorry. But I truly believe that we're still not there yet. We're 20 years old. We need to grow. We need to fight for existence. And therefore, I want to thank you. And yeah, this was a little bit about how your customer success team, with the help of your full revenue team, can outperform the traditional siloed sales team. Thank you.